Getting copyright warnings. Getting copyright warnings. Video might get interrupted. Yeah, you're right. They're hurt. So now it looks like this video might be blocked. Okay. Call Halam Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. All praises be to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of His Son, our Savior Yahweh Shai. Much respect to the brothers doing the work and pushing His truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the hopeful elect and the confusion of faith. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. This lesson here provides some insight into the shadow government that is pretty much behind the scenes, leading each and every facet of our lives, whether it be economic, politics, economics, military. So these are the real stakeholders or the real power brokers that are pulling all the strings of the puppet leaders that we see in front of us. And quite honestly, most of the time we get distracted because we're focused on the people that are put up to be the figureheads. And so really we all get deceived at a certain point because we're focused on the people that are put up into positions through what we perceive to be a fair election process or a selection process. Really, is that really what it is? They're selected, not elected. And so quite often we get duped into believing that everything is by chance based off of random votes and things of that nature. When quite honestly, nothing's by chance and nothing is random, but it's being controlled by the shadow government of elites and international bankers. And so as you can see from the video, you can see some of the big names of the top Edomites that are ruling the entire world. And we're going to read the scriptures that prophesied about this occurring on the earth and who would be running the earth and ruling in wickedness. So we're going to start off in the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. One moment. So the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? So then it asks a rhetorical question, because we know that Esau, Edom, during the Renaissance, between the years of 1453 going into the early 1700s, they covered the faces of the original prophets and the disciples, along with our Savior, Yahweh Shai, whom we ignorantly call Jesus. So they whitewash all the original images. So this is a key sign of who the wicked is, being Esau Edom. And not to mention Malachi 1 and 4 tells us that the border of wickedness is Esau Edom. All right, let's go into some more scriptures. And the name of this class is entitled, Why We Call You the Devil. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Because Satan just simply means human adversary or adversary of God. And so out of the Bible's table of 18 nations, only one nation or race of people is ruling the entire earth. And we know that to be Esau Edom, or whom we ignorantly call the white man. And white means righteous and wholesome and pure. So white is a deceptive term used to denote or indicate purity and righteousness and innocence. So they're really Edomites according to the Bible. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 28, verse 15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. So once again, Malachi 1, verse 4 tells us that Esau Edom is the border of wickedness. That means wherever they go, they would establish large corporations that would usurp the authority from the host nations, and they would inject their own selves as the rulers of all those host nations that they would take down through military subversion. And then they would establish large corporations, and then they would absorb all of the resources of that host nation. And they would cause many of the local people to be put into poverty because they would lend these large loans that are virtually impossible to pay back, therefore enslaving the people by creating a large indebtedness. And so they would essentially own the indigenous people and the resources by creating this mass debt. Let's go to 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may destroy. That's who Proverbs 28 and 15 describe the wicked, as a roaring lion. And when you look at the symbol in front of some of these banks, they'll have a statue of a roaring lion. So they know exactly who they are. They just have dumbed down the masses. So most of us are blinded by the media that they control. They control all the central banks, all of the media outlets, and all of the privatized prison systems here on this earth. So they have established pretty much a total hegemony. The only step that the New World Order has left is to convince people to accept the RFID chip or tracking device so that they can link you into their global satellite network and you can be tracked like cattle. So that's their next step in their New World Order, is to cause some sort of a disaster triggered by a false flag event and to have people begging for more government, more security, and more control. So they want to cause a major catastrophe in order to persuade people to accept this chip. Let's go to Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they might rob the fatherless. And what will you do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will you flee for help? And where will you leave your glory? Without me, they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. So the Most High is giving indications through the scriptures that these devils have a great judgment coming, and you can't escape judgment from the Most High. So right now, because he's long suffering, he's allowing their wickedness to reach heightened levels where the scripture says that their sins have reached into heaven. So the Most High is just waiting to rise up to the prey. Let's go to Revelations 2 and 10. Most of us have been taught a fictitious figure on whom the devil is. But just like we just read, the devil walketh about on the earth, seeking whom he may destroy or devour. Let's get a little more insight and understanding as to who this devil is. And when you go into that word devil, it simply means false accuser or slanderer, or the adversary of the Most High. Let's go to Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. For behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So many of the elites, these wicked elites that this video depicts, they own the privatized prison system and the central banks. And they also own the major corporations that you see. So they pretty much run and control the entire earth. And they'll put figureheads in each nation to have you think that you're electing your leaders, when really they're behind the scenes pulling all the strings. So don't buy into this Democratic, Republic, communist, capitalist. They fund both sides of every war. These are the people that control the bottom line wealth. And so they have this world looking at a fictitious narrative that we've all been bought into, when they're controlling every major facet of our lives behind the scenes. That's why they're described as a shadow government. All right, let's go to Job chapter 20. And we're going to start at verse 18. That which ye labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. The Most High is saying these devils are going to have to vomit up all the wealth that they've stolen through funding wars on both sides, left and right. So don't buy into these left-right paradigms, because these devils are at the center of the whole thing. So these left wing, right wing, they're all a part of the same bird, the eagle that the Most High says he's going to take down. Matter of fact, let's go there real quick. We're going to go there. This eagle that the Bible is talking about. So don't buy into the left wing, right wing, conservative, liberal. Don't buy into it, because they control the purse strings. This is the Most High who's saying he's going to take these devils down. Obadiah, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. What nest? Weaponizing space and ruling over the Most High's chosen people, over the stars. All right, Deuteronomy 1 and 12 describes the children of Israel as stars. And space weaponization and trying to inhabit space or colonize space. All right, so these are some real devils. Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Will they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, will they not leave some grapes? So when these devils come into your land, they suck up your oil, your gold, your natural resources, your water, your food supply, your manufacturing process. They control it all, because they control the gold reserves and the big loans. So what they do is establish a huge debt system where you become their slave by having to work to pay them back while they're in your land. So these folks are something else. I got to give Esau a round of applause because they're definitely very clever, but wicked as hell. Let's go to Job 20 and 19. Because he has oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away a house which he built not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save all that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore, no man shall look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And this is a future prophecy when these devils get taken down, that all the earth and the peoples that they oppress and deceive and use violence and warfare in the military industrial complex to take down, eventually these people will come against these devils. All right, let's go to Daniel chapter 8, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. So they brought down the children of Israel. Well, partly because we started going off. So the Most High allowed these devils to bring us down. Esau, Edom. Daniel 8 and 25. And how are they keeping their foot on our necks and maintaining the status quo or their rulership? Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. No, brother, we come in peace. Get behind me, Satan. Drop dead, Esau. And many he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So Yahushua is coming to bring these devils down. Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. See, the devices of Satan. Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. So these are some devils. All they do is oppress the poor and suck up all your resources where you can barely feed your family. And they keep raising usury and taxes. Psalms 10 and 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion. There's a go again. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Let's see what else they do. Exodus 22 and 25. If thou lend money to any of my people, that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer. That means make them pay interest. Now you know we're under the devil, Satan. Neither shalt thou lay upon him any usury. Usury keeps you in debt and keeps you as a slave. Why? Because those that are indebted become a slave to the lender. All right? That's common knowledge. Let's continue. Let's go into the minds of the wicked. Let's see how these devils think. The Most High gives us insight as to how they operate and how they think. The devices of the devil or Satan. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. And we're going to start from the top, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as a smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which have been extinguished. Our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. All right. Obadiah 1 and 18 says Esau is going to become stubble. So they know that. They know who they are. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 4. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that pass away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man come again. So when they go away, they're going to be put down forever, just like the book of Job tells us. Verse 6, come on, therefore, and let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in our youth. And what do they mean by this? The same way you would put a little bug or a bumblebee inside of a jar and capture it so that you can control it and play with it. That's how they're comparing us, the rest of us people. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion, and our lot is this. This is their kingdom right now. They set statues wherever they go, where they want to be reverenced as gods, and all types of idolatry. All right, let's go to verse 10. All right, that's right. Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So they'll arrest you for eating sunflower seeds outside of a corporation somewhere, some foolish charge where they can fill their prison systems and continue to get cheap labor. 85% of the prisoners are Israelites, these so-called native Indians, native Hispanics, and Negroes. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. We rebuke these devils at every breath, every chance we get. And if you're not praying for the destruction of this wicked kingdom, then you're not praying. All right? These are some real devils. Okay? Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings. We rebuke these devils' pedophilia. We rebuke them saying a man can marry a man. We rebuke them saying a woman can marry a woman. We go against every single aspect of their wickedness, and they hate us for it. All right? He is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, see? And objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. All right? We know their education system is false, and we call them on it. And we come out of these scriptures and prove truth through the artifacts or the ancient relics and the Bible. And we rebuke them using the law of the Most High. Verse 13, he professed to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of the Lord. That's right. We are the children of the Most High. That's why our spirit is contrary to these demons. And we're going to continue to rebuke them as long as we have breath in our body. All right? Let's continue. One moment. All right, let's continue. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 14. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, the fake Jews. That's a good example. And they call themselves Christians. And we know Christians are wicked as hell. He abstaineth from our ways, as from filthiness. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed, and make his boast that God is his father, or Yahweh is his father. That's right. Just like Hosea 1 and 10, in that place where it was said unto us, we are not the children of the Most High, there it shall be said unto us, we are the sons of the living God. So these devils hate us and we hate them. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 17. Let us see his words be true. Let us see if his words be true. And let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Now they're ready to use physical force and violence because they're butthurt. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. So now they want to use kinetic or physical force. And they're being sarcastic to try to say, let's see if your God helps you. But we know in Isaiah 59, verse 19 through 21, the Most High is going to lift up a standard against these devils when they decide to come against us. So they're going to find out the hard way. All right, let's continue. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. I'm at Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 20. For by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness hath blinded them. As for the mysteries of Yahweh, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor condemned a reward for blameless souls. So these devils don't know the mystery of the Most High, because their soul is not upright in them. They're wicked. For God created man to be immortal, and made him to be an image of his own eternity. We are made in the image of the Most High Yahweh, and our big brother Yahweh Shai, our Savior. Verse 24, nevertheless, through envy of the devil come death into the world, and they that do hold of his side to find it. All right, we get ready to finish out with a couple of more scriptures. Habakkuk 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Because they're very prideful and wicked, and they can kill without mercy and no remorse. This is what they do. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right, I'm at Habakkuk 2 and 8, Salakia. All right, let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to him that build a town with blood, that establish a city with iniquity. Verse 16. Thou art filled with the shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So when this judgment hit them, they're going to be very, very miserable. And the Most High says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, in Isaiah 14 and 21. So the Most High is going to cause them to drink the dregs of the cup that's written of in Jeremiah 49 and Jeremiah chapter 25. Let's go to Psalms 94 and 21. They gather themselves together against the souls of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. And let's finish off at Psalms 109, and I'm going to start at verse 14. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. We're praying for the destruction of these wicked, evil demons. Verse 15, let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. Verse 16, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. So all the wars they fund, all of the governments that they bring down by causing civil war and confusion and sedition among men and warfare, the Most High is telling us through these scriptures that they got a great judgment to pay. And that judgment is not going to go away. They're going to drink the dregs of the cup. So all praises be to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Much respect to the brothers doing the work, pushing his truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the hopeful elect and confusion of faith scattered abroad. Double